Hello guys, Gameboy Hub here, and in today's video we have a mysterious package on the table. And what is inside of it, you might ask? Well, it is a shell for the Switch OLED. And not just any kind of shell, but a transparent one. And I think this is a very cool product and it is going to make your Switch look much cooler than it does right now. But before we open it and install it on the Switch, I need to tell you a bit about the company that sent me this. Extreme Rate is a company that makes custom shells as well as custom parts for game consoles, so their website will be in the description if you guys are interested in any of these. As you can see, they offer a bunch of different consoles and controllers, and they do also have stuff like repair parts, which is very handy if you can't find a specific part. And you can also use my code that will be on the screen right now to get a little discount when you order. Thank you to Extreme Rate for sending me this shell, and let's get on with the video. And I also really quickly wanted to mention that I didn't actually get paid to review this, I just got sent this product by the company. So I can say pretty much whatever I want about the quality of the product and the looks and stuff. So yeah, this is really gonna be an honest review. But yeah, let's crack this package open and see how it looks inside. And here is the box that was inside of the package, and I must notice that it is actually a very nice box. It has a little window over here so you can see what you're buying, and also the Extreme Rate logo. These shells don't usually come in boxes like this, they just come in normal cardboard boxes, so yeah, this is quite a nice surprise. So we can open this up like so, and wow, that looks pretty cool if I must admit. So let's take it out of the box, and we have nothing else over there. So here is the kickstand part of the back shell, so we can take that out, and then we can also take the entire back shell out. And yeah, so far it looks pretty cool, the color is very nice. It is not as transparent as I thought it would be, but I guess it is transparent enough. So we can also set that to the side. And we also have a little gamer manual, which has a Game Boy on the front of it, which I honestly find very cool. And inside of it, we can see a bunch of things. But yeah, this is very nicely made, so I do have to give them props for that. And these are all the other things that you get in the box. So let's start it off by opening the plastic up. And we also took out this bottom piece right over here, so we can set that to the side. And then we have this bag that contains all the buttons, and we'll actually need to push these out to make them work. So yeah, we'll do that later. And we also have some rainbow buttons, so you can make your Switch sort of look like an SNES controller, but I don't really dig that look, so I will not be doing that. And well, they actually provided the tools themselves. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess you don't need to buy any extra tools in order to install this kit, which is pretty nice. And then we have all of the different screws. I don't really know why you'd need these, but yeah, I guess it's nice that they're included. And then we also have a nice little guitar pick to make the prying out pretty easier, and the joycon shells as well. So yeah, now that we took a look at all the contents of the box, we can actually start installing the shell on the Switch. So first I will do the actual console, and then later I will reshell the Joy-Cons. So yeah, let's begin with the installation. And before we begin with this, I just wanted to say that I will not be installing this bottom part that goes around the USB-C port. And that is just because I just looked it up and you need to take apart literally the entire Switch in order to install that. You need to take out the motherboard and everything. So yeah, I'm just not gonna be bothered that it is black right over here. I think it will actually look quite nice. So yeah, I'll just be installing the backplate and the Joy-Cons. So yeah, let's begin. So the first thing I'll do is I'll undo these 4 screws to remove the kickstand. And now we'll need to remove the actual hinges from the kickstand, so we can do that by undoing these screws right over here. And now we have the hinges for the kickstand free, so we can install them into the new shell. And I also just learned that apparently you can't use the original screws with this kit, which isn't really great, and they don't really mention this on anywhere on the kit. The screw holes are just a little bit shorter as from the original ones, so you'll need to use the included ones in the kit. And also they didn't really do a good job labeling these, so I have no idea which I'm supposed to use. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to pick the shortest ones and then we'll try to use those, I guess. And yeah, that screw just worked a lot better. Yeah, now we also have one stripped screw, which is not amazing, but yeah, we're just gonna have to continue like this. And now we can also put in the volume buttons and the power button up here, so we can just slide these into their housing like so. And this is the correct way that the buttons should be facing. And now you'll also need to remove the little rubber contact from the old shell. So yeah, in order to install this little rubber, you just want to put these two holes in the little posts, as well as this one behind this little latch. And now we'll also need to remove the little flap that covers the cartridge slot on the old casing, because we'll need to use this part in order to put the new one in there. So we can unlatch it like that, and yeah, this is the part that we're gonna need. And then we will also need to remove the speaker grills from down here, so we can just unscrew them like so. And then I'll also do the same for the second one. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Now we can complete the other shell, so let's go over to that. And now we are back on the old shell, so we can grab the new cartridge slot that we got. Here it is, so we can just place it in there. And now we need to grab the little piece that we just extracted and then screw it in. And this time the old screw seems to fit in just fine, so we'll just use that. And yeah, I forgot to put this little black piece in, so I needed to take apart everything again and put that in. And you need to extract it from exactly the same place on the old shell, you just need to pry it out with a screwdriver. And the last thing we'll need to do is install the speaker grills, so we'll just put them in right now. So there is the first one, and there is the second one. And now I can also screw those in. I'll also try using old screws once again. And the old screws also worked perfectly fine for the speaker grills, so those are now installed. So now this part is pretty much done and we are ready to install it. And after we are done with that, we are ready to start reshelling the joycons. And the joycons are pretty easy to disassemble in my opinion. Look before you unscrew something, and also look very carefully before you unplug any of the ribbon cables. I just recommend using a flathead screwdriver to unlatch the little latches and then just slowly pull on the ribbon cable until it's unplugged. And also, if you'll need a more in-depth guide, I will leave a link to the extreme rate tutorial that was made for the Switch OLED, so you guys can follow that and watch along. And after we disassemble the entire Joy-Con, we are ready to start putting everything in the new shell. And you basically just want to do everything in the same way, but in reverse. So the first Joy-Con is now done and it looks very nice. So now we can test it to see if it still connects and if it works correctly. And yes, all of the buttons work absolutely fine, so we can move on to the second Joy-Con. This one is gonna be a bit different because it has the entire IR sensor contraption in it, but it's really nothing more than just a few more extra cables and things to remove. So yeah, now we are finally done with both Joy-Cons. So let's jump over to the review. And now I've been using this Switch with the shell on for about few days, and I must admit I really like the quality and the looks of the shell. The kickstand works absolutely fine and it is nothing more flimsy than the old one, so they did do a really good job with that. And I do personally think that this look with the black buttons and all the other parts looks the best. I don't really like any of the rainbow or clear parts because then it just looks too clear to me. And with the rainbow buttons it just looks like a toy. I do however have a couple of complaints. Number one is that the screwdrivers included in the kit are not magnetic, so that kind of makes the entire job a lot harder. Also, none of the screws are really labeled, but I do get that because it will be really impossible to sort all of the screws out. But yeah, this can be quite confusing if you are doing this sort of a job for the first time. And now that we've got to that, I also don't recommend doing this job if you have never done anything like this before. I have disassembled quite a lot of handheld consoles and I have actually disassembled the Switch OLED before. But yeah, this is really not an easy job to do, and it is also very likely that you will break something. But in my opinion, at the end it pays off because your Switch looks very cool. And yeah, so overall I think this shell is a very good product. It is not too expensive for what it is, and it is also very high quality. And if you are going to buy it, definitely use my code and buy it with the link in the description. And also check out all of the other products that Extreme Rate offers. So yeah, that'll be pretty much it for this video. If you guys liked it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Also, please check out my Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next video.